Financial Friday, we're going to be talking about one of the easiest things you can do to make sure that you don't end up in a predatory financial situation, and you also don't end up in just a headache of drama and intrigue you do not need. So it's pretty simple. Don't answer your phone. I know, and you're like, what? Well, look, if it's your family, if it's someone you're expecting to call you, answer your phone. If you don't recognize the number, don't answer it. There's no point. I'm telling you why. So, and it's pretty funny because like I don't answer my phone because the amount of stuff I get is ridiculous. My husband always answers his phone. He's always irritated by it every single time. But there's bigger issues than irritation. So for instance, I was looking at my voicemail just a minute ago, and it was like, hey, it's Becky. And it wasn't a robot, it was a person. You know, we still have that you've got back taxes, and we have this great program. It's by the government, blah, blah, blah. Like, it sounded like, oh, it's like a friendly girl who like found, you know, must have seen it. Maybe the government told her and she's gonna help me. I don't have back taxes. I've never had back taxes, right? But the friendliness, the demeanor, the way it was worded, everything, it was good, guys. It was good to the point where if you weren't, you know, I'm so aware of all of these scams. If you weren't, you'd be like, oh gosh, I wonder if I have back taxes. And Becky found them. Guys, this isn't a real company. This is someone who's calling, fishing for information. So whenever somebody's calling you about anything like this, back taxes, you know, banking's another one where they'll be like, oh, hey, yeah, I'm calling from Visa and we have a problem with your account. Can you call us back? Okay. Visa, MasterCard, TransUnion, whatever. They're not going to call you. Visa, MasterCard, Discover, excuse me. They're not going to call you. Okay, it would be the actual credit issuer. So let's say you have a Visa card with Chase, it would be Chase calling you, not Visa, right? But that one's been around forever. Like, I'm sure you've gotten that call. Oh, hey, yeah, it's Paul from Visa. We've got a problem with your card. You call back, and what they're trying to do is get information. Okay, well, can you give me the last four of the card? Gosh, that's not working. You know what, can you just read me the whole number? And you're like, and people just give out information. They just give out information. Don't, okay? If you get a call and you're like, wow, this really sounds like my bank, what I would actually suggest that you do instead is I would say go onto your online banking and, you know, go into messages and send a message that say, hey, I got a call, was this actually you? Because especially with what's happening with AI, the amount of fraud and attempts of fraud happening every single day are staggering, and they're getting really good. It's like Becky, right? You know, it's a very convincing message. So don't answer your phone. If you get a message like that, just delete it. Do not call back. Do not call back, okay? If you have, let's say if you're like, Jen, I've got back taxes. Don't call back. Do some research about back taxes. Okay, is there actually a program that magically forgives them? Of course not, right? You know, if you're like, well, I do have a Visa. Guys, Visa's not going to call you. It would be the card issuer, you know? When you get these messages, the best thing you can do is delete and block, okay? Now, another scam that's happening is, this is like a long-term, what is the name? It's so horrible. Pig butchering. It's a long game, right? And I've gotten a bunch of these recently, which I think are hysterical. And it's like, they start off texting you saying, hey, Barbara, I'm late for dinner, okay? I'll see you in 6 minutes. Are you there yet? And look, as a nice human being, you want to be like, yeah, this isn't Barbara, you've got the wrong number. Right? I've done that. I'm like, this isn't, you know, someone's like, oh, you haven't picked up your cake. And I'm like, I think you have the wrong number, right? And then it always turns into something weird where it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to have bothered you. You know, thank you so much for responding. I'll send you a picture of the cake. They're really going to like it. And then they're sending you stuff where you'd have to like click it or download it. No, that's how they can get in your phone. And then you've got that aspect, but then I had another one recently where they're like, you know, oh, you're late for dinner. I'm like, yeah, you have the wrong number. And then it going in this weird thing where it's like, yeah, my name's Carol and I live in LA and I really like riding and biking and da-da-da-da-da. And I see it and I'm like, oh, hell no. Because, it's coming off as a person that's maybe a little lonely and they want to meet someone, and maybe you're lonely too, and let's just talk, it'll be fun. No, it's a scammer. Don't do it. No random person, seriously, does a wrong number and then suddenly wants to become your pen pal. They want to become your wallet's drainer, but not your pen pal, okay? So once again, don't respond. Delete and block, delete and block, delete and block. When I get this stuff now, I just delete and block, delete and block, delete and block. Do not ever click on links that are sent to you on your phone that you don't know or not expecting. Like, the list goes on and on. With the phone, another one to watch out for is if you're buying a house and a lender pulls your credit, they're going to, it basically triggers leads. Triggers leads. And what happens is the bureaus sell your information. Totally messed up. And I was talking to a client about this the other day because she's like, you need to do a video. And I'm like, I know. Like, we've done videos on this before, but it's ridiculous now. So my team actually pulled her credit, and literally she got 100 calls within the first few hours. And, most of them she just didn't pick up. Right? But she was like, I'm losing my mind. Stop calling. And they would go, well, you don't have the lowest rate. And she's like, how do you even know what my rate is? Well, I know I have the lowest rate, and I can get you pre-approved with no credit report. That's not a thing. It's just a lie, right? It's just another scammer on the phone line. You can't close a loan without a credit report. That's not a thing, right? But they're just trying to get her to open up. Okay? There were other people that called her that said, oh, hey, yeah, we got your application, but we're missing a few pieces of information. And she knew it was BS because she watches my videos, but that's the type of stuff going on. There's people pretending that they work with the person that you're working with because the credit bureaus have sold them your information that says you're applying for a loan. So these scammers are calling you being like, yeah, we just need some more information. And I was talking to someone who hadn't watched as many of my videos, and they're like, yeah, I redid the app with them on the phone. I'm like, that wasn't my team. That wasn't my team, right? And that's what you guys need to be aware of, is there's so many people right now trying to scam you. So look, financial services, top tips. Do not talk to anyone except for the people that you research and you reach out to. And with those people, if you're ever like, I don't know if this person's on, call them, right? I have a sheet now that's meet the team, but at the same point, I have people who text me, is this you? Is this you? If you get a phone call and it sounds like, oh my gosh, they're going to forgive my student loans. They're going to give me free money. They're going to give me this. Nothing's free. We all know this. Anytime you get anything like that, just delete it. It's not real. Suddenly someone texts you, it's a wrong number, but maybe it becomes your best friend. No, they're a scammer and they're going to drain your wallet. So that's one of my top financial tips, is just look, anything financial services, you seek out the people. Anyone that's calling you out of the blue, they're a scammer. It's that simple. Unless you reach out to them, whenever these people are coming out of the woodwork, it's because they want to take your wallet.